One of the things that I talk about all the time on this channel is make sure when it comes to getting MMA news that you're following legit sources. There's so much misinformation out there. We had a perfect example of this last night on Twitter. My name is James Lynch, so if you missed it last night on Twitter, I'm just going to still call it Twitter. I know it's called X now. Daniel Rubenstein, who runs Ruby Sports and Entertainment, you can see the website here, represents a ton of clients in the UFC. One of the best management groups out there, by the way. I've worked with them for years, so it's Daniel Rubenstein and Sayat, and they manage, all types of fighters, including Dricus du Plessis, the middleweight champion, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Movsar Ivoyev, Piotr Yan, Michael Chiesa. The list goes on. Rafael Fiziev, Renat, like a really big client list here. So Ruby, one of the premier management groups in the game. And Daniel Rubenstein replying to a tweet last night from Ruben Carter, Ruben announcing something about Shavkat Rakhmonov's next fight. He's deleted the tweet, and this is another thing that drives me nuts with these accounts is they'll delete stuff and never acknowledge it. So Rubenstein chimes in and says, no, they haven't. This is just a blatant lie, referring to news about Shavkat's next fight. Journalists, with quotes, like you are a joke. And see, I don't even consider this guy a journalist. To me, a journalist is someone who is making themselves public, not hiding behind an account. Like this Ruben Carter guy, he's got a photo of Khamzat Chimaev. Like, who's going to take someone like this seriously? He's got 823 followers. And you can just tell this is the exact type of account that is just there chasing clout. What MMA reporter, what legit MMA reporter on their bio says featured in ESPN or CBS News? That's what this guy's saying. MMA reporter featured on CBS News, Yahoo News, and many more. I mean, if this doesn't scream, I'm a huge clout chaser, I don't know what is. But anyways, this guy gets caught making stuff up. Rubenstein replies. Of course, you get these morons on social media who have no idea how the media works, by the way. They're just like supporting their guy. He says, my God, friend, Ruben King is actually a real valid source, so please pipe down. This moron is saying this to Shavkat's manager. Who do you think has a better idea of what's going on with Shavkat's career right now? His manager or some random Twitter account? So Rubenstein replies and says, oh yeah, I bet Shavkat's manager is even more of a very valid source with the facepalm emoji. Shavkat's manager's a liar. And this, again, this idiot, like, do you not realize that Shavkat is managed by him? And by the way, people being like, well, it's hard to figure out who manages who. Look on Shavkat's bio. What does it say here? Represented by Ruby Sports and Entertainment. It takes 2 seconds to go and look on Ruby Sports and Entertainment sites. If you look under athletes, under UFC athletes, to see that Shavkat is managed by him. Like 99% of people who cover the sport in a very legit way know who Daniel Rubenstein is. This again just goes to show what a fraud this guy is. If you ask Marcel, Nolan King, Cole Shelton, Ariel, any of these guys that break news on a regular basis, they know who Daniel Rubenstein is. This is how this guy is a fraud. The fact that he can't even realize that Daniel Rubenstein is actually his manager. So after realizing he was full of crap, he then messages Daniel Rubenstein. And this message is just, this is exactly why I love doing videos like this, just so clueless. So here's the message. So Daniel Rubenstein saying, you do not get to publicly talk crap to me and privately apologize to save face. So I didn't even see the part of the tweet where he was talking crap. I guess he's deleted it. But like, dude, what are you doing? Talking crap to a manager who like manages the fighter that you're talking about. Like, who would know better? It's obviously the manager. That's not how he's operated as a man. So read this message. This is great from Ruben Carter. Firstly, I'd like to apologize for being stupid on Twitter. I didn't realize you were Shavkat's manager. You didn't realize that because you're not legit. It's as simple as that. Anyone in this sport who's been covering this for a long time knows who manages who. And if you don't, people will ask other people. I'll tell you right now, Marcel and I talk all the time. There's times when Marcel maybe doesn't know who is managed by someone. I will gladly help him. I've never even spoken to this Ruben guy. So like, obviously he's not in the know, and wherever he's getting his sources from is not legit if you don't even know that Shavkat's manager is Daniel Rubenstein. Secondly, I'd like to apologize for my tweet. I received a faulty source from Facebook. Like, come on, dude. You're getting sources from Facebook. What does that even mean? If he, again, I would have had more sympathy for this guy if he said, hey, I heard something from whatever camp it was of like, again, I don't even know what the announcement was because the guy deleted the tweet, but I would have even more sympathy if he's like, hey, I heard this from Shavkat's team. Like, maybe there's a possibility, and this has happened. Maybe he's talked to Shavkat's team and the manager didn't get the news yet. That could have happened. Okay. There's maybe that. It could have been whoever Shavkat's supposed to fight, maybe his camp. It's none of that. My faulty source from Facebook, like, dude, come on. This is high school stuff here. Like, faulty source from Facebook. If this isn't showing you that this guy's not legit, I don't know what is. That said, the fight is in early negotiations. Who negotiates Shavkat's contracts and fights? Who would do that? It's his manager. So this guy's full of shit. Thirdly, and this is my favorite part, just again showing how delusional and how entitled people are online. Listen to this. Thirdly, if possible, I would like to ask for an update on Shavkat's current situation if he plans to fight before the end of the year. So you trash the manager, you call him a liar, you say all these different things, and now you want him to give you an update as if it's all good. Like, come on, man. So good on Rubinstein for standing his ground here. I am so tired of this stuff. There's so many clout chasers online that don't have any legitimacy at all. And listen, if you're starting out and you're trying to make a name for yourself, this is not the way to handle things. You gather sources, you work your way up, and you become public facing. Like, this is, I'm sorry, I don't trust, name me a legit source that doesn't have their public name out there, their public profile. That it just doesn't exist. That's why accounts like this are total BS. And so, yeah, Rubenstein chimes back. No, sorry, if you're going to publicly be a smartass and talk shit on Twitter, you not get to privately apologize to me for your mistake. I've seen people come and defend Ruben and say, oh, he shouldn't be posting the screenshot. Too bad. The guy started this. He talked crap. He had no idea what he's talking about. Rather than, not acknowledging that he was in the wrong, the guy just deletes his tweets and moves on. And this is the thing that I hate, because these accounts, the reason they're private is because they can get away with stuff. They can delete a tweet. They can move on. They can never acknowledge their mistakes, and no one cares. If Ariel, if me, if anyone breaks news and we're wrong, we'll hear about it for months. You know what I mean? And thankfully, people do have receipts, and we're going to get to those in just one second. But the rest of the message goes, what you fake journalists don't realize is that when you don't actually check sources and post some bullshit, some Facebook message told you something false, it jeopardizes our jobs as managers. He's 100% right, because the UFC sees this too. So you got this Ruben Carter guy who has no consequences, can say whatever he wants. No one's going to come after him. And it's the managers and the fighters that suffer in the end. So this is why, guys, please check your sources. I've done a number of videos on this. MMA Fighting, Mac Life, Sherdog, Severe MMA, Marcel, Nolan King, Mike Bond, Cole Shelton, BJ Penn. Like, these are all legit outlets, not these stupid accounts that don't even have 1,000 followers. And then he says, so you can try and get some clicks, which is exactly it. So no, you don't get my forgiveness. Then this other account, Elon Rachmanov, posts some receipts of this guy being wrong over and over again. Dylan Dennis, Mike Perry's in early negotiations. Fight never happened. Now, again, stuff can change, but where is this guy getting his sources from? You know what I mean? Like, and I'll show you something else I'm going to talk about in a second that just shows what a fraud this guy is in terms of like how he's breaking news. Like, you could understand if someone is tight with a management group and they're getting, sources from that management group. This guy's all over the place. So this is how you know he's full of crap. Nothing is consistent. Like, I could see if he was getting, you take a bunch of fighters that are rep by like First Round or Iridium, and you see announcements from this guy coming from them. Okay, then it's from the management team, or maybe he's close to a fight camp. Certain journalists are from certain regions. Maybe they have a better idea. Guilherme Cruz, who's from Brazil, who works for MMA Fighting. He would probably have a good insight into a lot of the Brazilian fighters. This guy has nothing. Okay, so here's some more. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Michael Venom Page target for the UFC 304. Never happened. Wonderboy said he didn't want to fight him. They have the same management. So this is how you know this guy's full of shit. Okay? Paradigm reps, Wonderboy and MVP, they've said they don't want to fight each other. It was never targeted for 304. And I've seen this guy double down and say, well, it was offered. Why would it be offered? They're part of the same management group. They would both know if a fight was being offered or not. Again, totally made up. And here we go. Breaking. Jack Della Maddalena, Shavkat Rachmanov officially signed for 305. It was never signed. You just heard the manager here chime in and say that fight was never signed. It was rumored for, it was rumored for Perth. Nothing was ever signed. I actually talked to Jack Della Maddalena's manager at UFC 300. He was there for, I forget who it was. Was it Yuri or someone? I can't remember, because they also rep Jack. And I was asking him just, kind of off the record about Shavkat and JDM. And that's a fight they wanted to do. This guy legit right here says it's officially signed. It was never signed. Were they working on it? Sure. Anyone could come to that conclusion. Two highly ranked welterweights, they're probably going to fight each other. But this idiot goes out here and says it's officially signed. No backtracking, no saying I'm wrong, none of that. That's the problem I have with these accounts. There's no accountability. And he's not alone. There's a lot of accounts out there that will post stuff as official or signed or whatever, and there's no apology, no backtracking, none of that stuff. Even Ariel will sometimes, if he gets something wrong, which is very rare, he'll come out and say, look, things changed. You don't even see that from these accounts. They just move on like it's no big deal. So guys, I'll just say it again. Please check your sources. Don't buy into this BS about stuff being signed or not. And it's very easy to verify who fighters' managers are. Again, that's why this guy's a fraud. Like, how do you not know that who's Shavkat Rachmanov's manager is, especially when it's listed right on his Twitter bio? Like, come on, dude. It can't get any easier than that. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. What do you think of these accounts? I think it's getting worse. And this is why on my live streams, I continuously try and preach, you know, when people say, oh, Dan Hooker and Charles Oliveira is happening because Dan Hooker said it's happening. That doesn't mean it's happening. And it's not booked yet. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, make sure when you see a legit source, like I mentioned in this video, I'm not going to go over the list again. If they're reporting something, it's probably likely. If you have these accounts that are faceless, that no one knows who they are, don't take it for face value. It could happen. Oh, one more thing. Sorry, before we get out of here, I forgot to do one more thing on here. Look at these fight announcements that he's posted on his account. I just want to do one more thing here. Cyril Gane and Jailton Almeida. Yeah, Cyril Gane's probably going to fight at UFC Paris. That's probably the plan for the UFC. Jailton Almeida might happen. Again, where is this guy getting his sources? He's not even saying per sources. He's just saying it's targeted. So these are all random. Like, nothing's consistent here. Yair Rodriguez, Aljamain Sterling reportedly target for UFC 306. Again, no per sources, no per whatever, just throwing stuff at the wall. It might happen. I mean, you could literally just guess, like, who's not booked right now and who wants to fight. We can start doing that. And some of the stuff he has been right about, but a lot of times it's just him guessing. Justin Gaethje, Volkanovski is targeted for 308. Again, based off absolutely nothing. I think Volk might have hinted that he was willing to fight Gaethje or something like that in one of his videos. This guy's taking it as an actual report. So again, guys, sorry, I was going to end the video there, but I had to bring up some more stuff. None of this is consistent. And like I said, this guy joined in April of last year, Twitter. And now we're supposed to take him as some sort of legit journalist. He's not. So anyways, I'll say it one more time. Check your sources. If you're coming to me with fight announcements, make sure it's from a good source, and then we can discuss it. Otherwise, this is all nonsense. But love Daniel Rubenstein for cooking this guy, because these guys got to get called out more. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing people talk to me about fights that are nowhere near being close or being finished. So follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, @Lynch on Sports. I'm posting content on this channel every day. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like and make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm James Lynch. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.